Kevin Costner's most underrated TV role is in this Western miniseries with perfect quality from start to finish. If you love his work in Yellowstone and can't get enough of his Western features, then there's one Kevin Costner miniseries you need to sink your teeth into. Hatfields and McCoys is a powerful television miniseries, and it's also the first scripted drama released by History Channel. The three-part, nearly 5-hour miniseries is a lot to take in, but it's a production well worth the investment. Deeply rooted in American history, Costner plays Devil, Anse Hatfield, and he certainly lives up to the name. Kevin Costner shines as Devil, Anse Hatfield in Hatfields and McCoys. While Bill Paxton certainly impresses as Randall McCoy, it's Costner's work as Devil, Anse that is arguably the most powerful element of Hatfields and McCoys. This Emmy-winning performance is a masterclass in playing unlikable tough characters as Costner embraces all the intricacies of humanity with a gravitas that establishes him once more as a craftsman in the genre. When speaking with the Los Angeles Times several months after the series aired, Costner revealed that the key to playing Devil, Anse, was embellishing on the almost biblical level of hardness within his heart. It's this visual and almost spiritual tone that sets Costner's work apart here from a character like, say, John Dutton on Yellowstone. Dutton did what he did for his family, for the ranch, to live up to a promise he made to his father. But what Devil, Anse, does, despite the similar lines of reasoning, he does with a ruthlessness that can't be rivaled. The way Costner wrestles with Devil, Anse's time at war for the Confederacy, while exchanging one conflict for another, is impeccable, and we can see that struggle brewing within him throughout. Early on in the miniseries, Devil, Anse happens upon Jim Vance, Tom Berenger, who is no stranger to epic Western miniseries, who coldly executes a captured Union officer. Later, after having captured Randall McCoy's sons, the Hatfield patriarch refuses to give them up, believing his own brand of justice means more than anything the law can offer. There's something about these strong, stoic, and understated yet emotional characters that Kevin Costner just lives for. Whether you love his work on Yellowstone or Horizon, an American saga, these gruff Western archetypes are the bread and butter of his filmography. Hatfields and McCoys is no different. It's one of those deeply American tales that is best brought to life by someone with the prowess of this Western star. Sure, there are a score of talented actors attached to the miniseries, such as Matt Barr, Powers Booth, Jenna Malone, and Boyd Holbrook, but it's Costner and Paxton that really hold it together. It's no wonder that the former chose this miniseries over being featured in Django Unchained, and considering the material he devours on screen, we can fully understand why Costner felt more enticed by the story of this untamed blood feud. Kevin Costner's Devil, Anse, is a terrifying role with a compelling ending. Of course, what's especially profound about Costner's performance is that, although we see Devil, Anse harden his heart to those around him and drench his life and family in blood, he is eventually baptized at the end of his life. During his encounter with Randall McCoy in the second episode, Devil, Anse winces at the former's continual mentions of God and the divine judgment that comes with the Almighty. Indeed, he even pulls a gun on the man who saved his life during the war, threatening to blow him away then and there. But after the bloodshed and tragedy that occurs, after the historic blood feud that plagued the hills of Kentucky and West Virginia finally ends, Costner expresses the Hatfield patriarch's deep sadness and disgust. Indeed, he goes so far as to note that the war spirit in me has abated, as he rejoices in the prospect of peace. It's to this end that Devil, Anse, sheds his nickname at the end of his life, being baptized and claiming a spiritual transformation, seemingly renouncing his former ways. Whether it's genuine or not is up for debate. The contrasting performances of Costner and Paxton, as one man slowly comes to seemingly repent of his ways while the other becomes so consumed by the feud it plagues his entire life, is part of what makes Hatfields and McCoys such an exceptional take on the historical American drama. This isn't to say that the show isn't based on real-life events and people, but that Costner adds a weight of gravitas to sobriety to the part that lends exceptionally well to the miniseries format. Hatfields and McCoys wouldn't have worked as a feature film, but in 3 parts, The story is told with such finesse and care and purposeful direction by Kevin Reynolds, a frequent collaborator of Costner's, that it's no wonder the actor is so frequently associated with these sorts of characters. While perhaps a bit more understated at times in comparison to a character like John Dutton, Costner's Emmy-winning performance as Devil, Anse is undoubtedly of the finest caliber. Kevin Costner also contributed to Hatfields and McCoys in another impactful way. In addition to a bountiful performance by Costner, the actor also contributed musically to the History miniseries. Kevin Costner and the Modern West, the star's longtime band, eventually released these folksy tracks with the album famous for killing each other, music from and inspired by Hatfields and McCoys. The concept album, which features the miniseries theme song, I Know These Hills, is exactly what it sounds like, and it's clear that the actor/musician took serious care with not just his performance as Devil, Anse, but in the entire feel of Hatfields and McCoys. Hatfields and McCoys is an exceptional take on a historic feud that shook the nation, and Kevin Costner is certainly the biggest draw. However you feel about the Western star's career and recent works, this is one History Channel miniseries that is entirely worth the long runtime.